Hey guys, I'm Orla from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Able Carry 13 day bag. In this review, we have, as always, gone ahead and sectioned it off into a wee summary, features, fit check, comfortability, see how it feels on the female body. We'll do a wee airline test, water test, pros and cons, and then rounding off the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed about this bag that you would like to know, then just pop us a wee comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So the price will depend on if you're going to go for the ripstop material. The ripstop material is slightly cheaper at $149 US, or if you go for the VX21 kind of material, this is priced at $179 US. The VX21 materials is in the color X-Pack Navy that I have here, and the X-Pack Black. And then you have the X-Pack Olive, which is the material of X42. And I hear you, I'm just throwing numbers at you. So basically, the VX21 and the X42 series are lightweight, layered materials with a superior tear strength featuring the signature X grid, a polyester backing for waterproof structure, and a nylon surface. And they also have YKK zippers and Duraflex hardware. It is a capacity of 13 litres, a height of 45 centimetres, so 17.7 inches, at width of 27 centimetres at 10.6 inches, and a depth of 17 centimetres, that is 6.7 inches. And it is a weight of 0.69 kg, which is 1.5 pounds. In terms of the shape and style, I have to say I absolutely adore this wee backpack. For a wee 13 litre, it has come in so handy. If you haven't seen my Belroy Light belt bag, that has been my main priority in terms of just running errands and everything, and testing out this, I've really seen that it is so suited for my kind of lifestyle right now with the dog and everything. And I have been using this going out in the treacherous weather that we've been having. It has been sunny, thunder, rain, everything. So all in the space of like an hour, by the way. So this has worked out really well for testing and also testing out the water resistance of it, but it's come in really handy for keeping bigger things. So we have like a training lead for the, it's like for the pup, for a big long lead that we put in there. We put in our toys in there so we can go over to the big fields and parks to play with her. All that stuff doesn't fit into obviously my little sling. So this is handy enough without taking a really huge backpack and it becoming really overwhelming. The 13 litres just works really well. There is flexibility to it, so it's nice. It has that easy clean material too. The back style is structured, so there isn't really a lot of flexibility with that. It does have that kind of A-shaped frame with its brothers and sisters that we have here behind. If you can kind of see, a little bit smaller, that might be their child. Not brother and sister child, that would be the mum and dad. Yep, incest is not best. Shut up, Orla. So it does have like a really good bottom here that is well padded when you are setting things down. Just be aware here isn't. So just the fact that it will just roll over, it doesn't sit up by itself. So I had the pleasure of holding it through it. So Able Carry offer a 14-week test run for return, and they also offer a lifetime guarantee, and they ship internationally. I would highly recommend checking out the other reviews on their backpack, the Plus and the Daily, and I've also made a comparison with those as well. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So with the branding, you do have some here on the straps, which is nice. You also have it on the front of the bag, and it's really nice that depending on the lighting, it'll kind of shine through. They also have that same kind of hypalon here on the inside of the bag as well. So externally, you don't have a lot going on in comparison to their Daily and Plus. You do have a little bit of a loophole here on the outside, but not as extreme as the other ones. So interestingly enough, you do have a water bottle compartment on the outside here. Now, I do love a water bottle compartment on the outside. However, I just feel that this could have done with a bit more suction. Now, this is a 500 ml and it absolutely fits grand, right? But when the backpack is fully packed, it does fit in. It just doesn't feel as secured as I would like. This is a 250. It fits a bit more snug. It's really going to depend on your water bottle size as well. We will pack out this bag so you'll be able to see a bit further. That just runs a bit deep as well. So what they've gone and done is left a wee hole here at the bottom. So it means if any water does spill, it can all fall out there. So let's get into our first pocket here. You do have this little flap, which is nice. It can kind of be discreet and hidden if you want it to be. The only thing I would miss is the TPU coating that they have on the Daily Plus, as well as their Daily. It's just something that I prefer a bit more, just for that extra security, but as we'll get into the water test, you'll see that it is absolutely grand. But here, the pullers are lovely. I love the fact that they have these little thumb holes to them, so it just makes it easier to maneuver. And inside this pocket is that easy clean grid kind of material. The pocket does run fairly big, to be fair. It's just an awkward kind of positioning. I get the whole style with the A-shaped frame here, but yeah, it can be a little bit awkward to get into, but there is plenty of space with it. Now inside you have a little loophole, and you can remove this key lash if you wanted to. This has a little G-hook system to it as well. It's handy enough that it is in there, so it saves you from digging about. You can just pull on that string and know your keys are on the other end. And that is that front little pocket. As you can see, if you have your water bottle in here and then you're packing out this pocket as well, you can see why I can get it a little bit tight. Into the main pocket, you've got that moon shaped style opening, really nice, folds down, much like their other backpacks as well, the kind of similar layout. So we will start with this top pocket, which has a little puller, easy to open. Inside, again, it's just space. If you wanted to opt to put your key lash in there, then you could switch it from the front of the bag into this bag, depending on where you would like to place it. That's really nice that they've implemented that. Or if you wanted to place your own in there as well, you could do that too. Plenty of space in there. The kind of grid material, really easy to clean. Oh, I love how that's picking it up. Not. Here we go. Yeah, so that's just handy, a top grabbing kind of style pocket into the meat of the bag. Now with the other bags, they have a bit more of a flat bottom, so you can kind of see they expand a bit further out, so it's a bit easier for you to kind of see what's inside the bag there. This has a little bit of a bottom, but with it being a 13 litre, there isn't much to it. Now on both sides, you have two little compartments. You can fit water bottles in there, your umbrella. It's really easy then to have these pullers, so you're opening it up and you're not having to shove anything in. As an example, I will show you. As an example, she says literally shoving it in. You can use those little pullers. Oh, that's a really good angle. I love how you've seen all of that. So there you go. Pull that. It's easier. It's a bit harder when you can't multitask, but here. Let's see if we can reconcile and do it on the other end. Can you see? No, you cannot. Okay, so that just gives you a bit of a rough idea. That does compromise space as well. So if you didn't want to put your water bottle on the outside, you could definitely place it on the inside, which is a nice option to have, or you can place anything else that you can fit in there. Does bulk out the space as well, but whenever they're not in use, they flatten in, so it doesn't compromise the space that way. But if you choose to use it, then you can. Flexible bottom, just be aware of what you have at the bottom of this bag. There isn't really a lot of padding to that bit. There isn't a lot of padding to this pocket if you wanted to place extra tech in there, but I am going to give you a rough size, of course. So about 9 inches, I would say 8 and a bit, maybe you're pushing it at 8.5. It's coming till about, I'd say about there. And that is just that pocket. They do also have a laptop compartment as well. Now on the inside, they've gone ahead and placed in a fleece lined material, which is really nice. That means like if you don't have a protector or a case on your laptop, then it's really grand to be having that in there, because this is well padded and also is the back as well. Now I'm going to give you a wee size of that whole pocket if you wanted to run it up to the top. That's a hitting the bottom. But a 14 inch is really going to depend on how you're going to curve that around. Then across here, about 10 inches. Now I've got two options for you here. I've got my 12-inch Acer, which fits in grand. That's what I'm saying about the curve. Just be aware. So there you go. That fits in like that. Does that fit? Not a chance. Then at the top here, you do have like a little secret kind of pocket. It's really nice, really discreet here, right? You just pull it, it's all behind there. Amazing. So that's that. Again, would have loved the coat in here on the zips. So this little zip here does work as a wee anti-theft if you wanted to place these underneath. It's quite subtle to the point, but it just gives you a little bit of extra time there. On the exterior, you do have a handle here. Now, it's not cushioned or anything. It's rigid to what it is, which I like. So it's stuck in this form. Easy, it's not flapping about or anything. I do prefer that. Strong as well, and on the outside here you do have 2 loopholes if you wanted to extend to this bag. I find it just a bit more aesthetically pleasing rather than extending to it myself. Then moving on to the back system, you have these thick straps, but it has a nice curve as well. As mentioned, you do have the hypalon here, so you could attach that if you wanted to. There is a nice bit of branding embedded on the back as well. The straps have sufficient padding. Really nice, really well cushioned, nice airflow to them as well. They also have a sternum strap, which you take out and adjust to your own build. There's multiple loopholes in there as well, and this is covered too. So it means if you are taking this off completely and never seeing the sternum strap again, then it doesn't compromise the shape and style. This kind of creates a clean, sleek look to it too as well. You also have little pockets here if you felt safe enough in placing something in there. It's not really well secured, but you could go ahead and do so, or you could just see that as being an aesthetic look and don't have to put anything in there, of course. The sternum strap is this unique kind of rotational sternum strap. I'm not gonna lie, when I was first testing this out, the pup needed something and I was trying to get the bag off me, and it took forever for me to even clock that this was rotational, and I was like, ah, get off, because I have zero patience apparently. But then you learn, and it's really easy once you get the hang of it. But I just prefer the clippable one. Now you do have an adjustable strap here, and also they've just implemented some nice little details. Like they've not gone ahead and placed a wee elastic here. This is a little bit, just helps keep in with that kind of look. I love how I've tangled everything, but you get the gist. And that's the same on both sides as well, for you to just take off and maneuver. You got your little wave design here. It is well padded, don't get me wrong. There's just no airflow, mesh or anything, but it is just to the point, easy to clean. You've got these kind of like flap here, which leads you into this side, which is another wee secret pocket, which is super handy. This runs so deep. There's plenty of space in there if you wanted to chuck anything valuable in there. If you didn't want to fit your passport on the inside or anything, you could place that on your back. It's really discreet and hidden. It doesn't compromise the kind of comfortability, because as mentioned, this is really thick and well padded, so whatever you have in there, you're not feeling it on your back. Also on the bottom here of the Able Carry, you do have external loopholes here. If you wanted to place a wee bike light or anything, this is just tucked away, and that's handy enough as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pack her on up. Laptop, coffee mug, umbrella, phone, camera, jacket, headphones. Moving on to the front pocket. Thing to know, as mentioned, this pocket does get pretty tight when you have bulked out the rest of the bag, and now you see that the water bottle compartment completely becomes unusable really when it is fully packed out, so that's just something to be aware of. Again, gets pretty tight when the backpack is fully packed out. That means your valuables such as this is secured. Okay, time for a wee fit check, comfortability, and how this feels in the female body. So this doesn't get overly heavy, and my running theme with Able Carry's backpacks is definitely that the straps are very rigid. Now I find this one completely fine, comfortable. This one was just a bit too tight. This is grand, they're just thick, and I also find it rubs up onto your neck as well, so it doesn't become the most comfortable, but the padding's really nice as well. It's not great for curving around the old girls. I feel like I'm nearly like this. But it's grand for a 13 litre because it's not getting overly heavy. It pulls in fine. I just can't say they're the most flattering / comfortable of them all. There is no back support, no padding or anything. So if you are sweating onto this bag, it's just going to run down. I guess that's a bit easier for it to clean, but it just doesn't really feel nice on your burr skin. So for the water test, this has been absolutely grand. As mentioned, I did take it out and have been taking it out when it has been bucketing down, and none of my stuff inside has even seen a speckle of that, so that is fantastic. Okay, time for a wee airline test. This is the cutest little personal item. This is the requirements for EasyJet. That just gives you a little bit of a rough idea. I always say though, check with your own airlines and your own requirements. Okay, some pros and cons. Pros are definitely the simplicity of this, but also with its effective design. I feel like it's really great for rugged, active adventures as well. You don't have to worry about it being dirty and staying dirty. You can easily clean it, and that water resistance really does help. I do love the attention to detail in terms of adding in a wee secret pocket at the back as well. They have added some webbing. It would have been nice to keep in line with their design that they have on the Plus and the Daily, where the webbing continues the whole way around. I really like that. I do love and appreciate the bright interior. Some cons to think about is that I'm just not a fan of the sternum strap, the whole twisty, dipsy kind of take it off, like just give me a clip. And also, I am beginning to see and appreciate the whole taking off the sternum strap and positioning it to where you need, because then you can also just take it off and never see the sternum strap again if you didn't want to. But I just feel it's a bit more of a faff rather than the rotational ones that's just a bit more easier. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. And if you do happen to have a wee gander on the Able Carry website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any other bags, then we would be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.